Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spiritual Readiness on the Time of the Shift. Today, I want to respond to a comment that Jessica Leffler left on last week's video, where she was asking for me to go in further depth about what should someone like her, who is wondering about a career change but is not sure where to go. I had hopefully successfully dissuaded you for following any kind of coach that's trying to tell you that you can find your career by following their 8-week program in 5 easy steps. Although it's very complicated because everyone is unique, I do advise and I do coach quite a bit of people to help them become more true to their awakening consciousness. And therefore, I know there is an infinite number of steps that has to be followed. However, there are some generalities that I can speak to, okay? The first thing that I always try to do with every client that I have where I'm trying to work and go into great depth into their personal affair, and that is I start with a clearing. A clearing is an implant and device removal process whereby I scan the energy grid off the client and with the help of various members of the planetary and solar, cosmic, and spiritual hierarchy, any kind of negative influences are removed. Because you want to make sure that the emotions and the feelings that you're feeling you're not being pushed, you're not being influenced. And that's a process. That's the first process I take the clients to, is that to remove any kind of implants and devices, negative devices. That way we know that they're clear and they're in any kind of deeper exploration, it's coming truly from them. The step that follows is for me to help them find their authentic nature. Your authentic core is buried deep within you. And as we grow up as children, we find that our authenticity is not welcome in this world. In fact, we became so frightened that who we really are is so unwelcome that everyone wants a cookie cutter or an external expression that we begin to create multiple, what I call false personality modules. They are personas. They are not just a program, they are highly complex and sophisticated splinter psyches that are created in order for us to function in the world as a buffer between our core and the external world. So we create one for the family, one for work, one for us, socializing, one for every situation we have a different one. So you can spend your entire life, after a while, living through the first personality modules and not once truly connecting with your core. And in fact, for most people on the planet, they not only have buried their core so deeply, but they lost the map to the treasure. So this process that I take my clients through is to help them connect to that core. Okay? So that would be step number 2. Step number 3 is for me, beyond that point, to try to connect them or help them remember the happiest memory that they ever had in this lifetime. It could be something in childhood, it could be an experience, an event, it could be playing, it could be all kinds of things. Now, in some cases, depending on who the person is, some people have access to it right away. Others, it's very difficult for them. I have to take them through a regression therapy. Okay? I have to regress them so that they can actually begin to go back. I can ask the higher self to take them back to that happiest memory. Because I can guarantee you that that happiest memory is very close to their purpose in this lifetime. And once we find that happiest memory, we can, and by the way, that happiest memory is typically, as I said, around the puzzle piece, it's typically a feeling. It's not a profession. It's not a career. It's a feeling. Okay? And you have to understand what I'm trying to say. Like, I had a client that I was talking to a couple of weeks back who had a talent agency. And he had a major talent that he was representing and all of that. And I had to remind him that although the agency, the success of the agency and everything else was great, and he was like dealing with people who were on an extremely high level in terms of performing arts, but really his puzzle piece was the feeling he had every time he discovered an unknown talent that was burgeoning, and it was his responsibility to shepherd this talent through. So the feeling that he got is that he became so ecstatic and so joyous when he discovered it that he almost sometimes was in tears. So that feeling is the puzzle piece. It's not a career. You can create a career around that. You can create a business plan to cause you to have that experience more and more. You see what I'm saying? But be very clear that it is actually a feeling, right? And once you have that feeling, it's important to remember that that feeling will not, then you can begin to try to work on, once you know the feeling, try to come up with a business plan and try various ways in which you can elicit. Let's say it's about traveling. Let's say it's about something else. Whatever that activity or that feeling is, you have to figure out a way to create a business opportunity that causes you to go into that feeling multiple times. Now comes the very difficult part. The internal saboteurs that's all going to stop you from not stepping into that feeling. Okay? And there are multiple and there are many. And I'm not saying that other coaches who have other programs are not looking at saboteurs. They are. But in most cases, they are looking at one saboteur. And by the way, identifying a sabotaging program is not the same thing as deleting it and removing it. Because in my experience with these coaches, none of them are deleting anything. They discover the program, they discover the negative program, and what they do is that they start having you repeat an affirmation or create a program to bring in a new positive program without deleting the old one. What happened next? The two programs now internally are going to create chaos. Your consciousness will flip back and forth between the negative one and the positive one, back and forth all the time. So there is a deletion process that's need to happen, and the program has to be removed. And more importantly, that program, that sabotaging program, is typically not alone. The sabotaging program replicates. It has related program. It multiplies. It's an entire network that you have to remove. And this is why I'm saying that you cannot do this in 8 weeks. It's not possible. Not thoroughly, not correctly. Because that network has to be unrooted. And it's going to take time. And you need a qualified coach, somebody who knows what they're doing, to walk you through it, to help you and shepherd you through it and help you move through all the various steps. Okay? And as you're doing this, you may get to a point where, and by the way, a lot of times for my clients, I have to do a hands-on healing for them or remote healing. Whatever is needed and necessary. Because a lot of time after deletion, in order for me to move the program for them, I have to do a hands-on healing or remote healing for them to to help the program exit out. Okay, and then we have to create a protocol to make sure the new belief that you want in is coming in. Because there exists plenty, for example, simple reasons. a lot of times the puzzle piece is such a joyous and flowing experience that a lot of internal programs are telling you you cannot get paid for this because it's too easy. Did you see what I'm saying? When in fact, for someone else, when you do this for them, they find what you're doing invaluable. But you have a part of you that's saying, this feels like breathing to me. Why would anyone pay me for it? So those needs to be dismantled to allow you to understand the worth and the value that you're providing. So I hope I have clarified a little bit, Jessica, what it takes to actually go through this process successfully. And at the back end, I'll be very honest with you, you need a qualified, the simple answer is that you need a qualified coach to move you through this process that knows what they're doing. But these are some of the highlights and some of the points I think that a good coach should follow, a spiritual coach should follow to help you find the puzzle piece that you're looking for. Okay? Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, everyone. Please like this video and also subscribe to the channel. I post a video once a week. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any suggestion like Jessica, just let me know and I will respond to it on a video, on a future video. Many blessings to you. Thank you for listening, everyone. Bye.